as he's attempting to interface, see that there is no power within the console. Can he intuit what caused it, like the grenade explosion?
The fact it had power didn't have power. You saw the explosion, now it doesn't have power. Your character can probably add 2 and 2.
There is a pain sigh coming from the respirator grill.
Having trouble with the door?
Only trouble that you caused. I can't close it.
No.
Guardsman, over here, let the servitor do his work.
Vargos leans up. Just like whirs around slowly.
I'm gonna get out of the way.
Oh my god!
Oh wow.
Oh, that was
Mithras
brilliant.
looks quite shocked.
For the people in chat that didn't hear that, we've got a tech priest, but in the game there are things called servitors, which are mindless people that have been turned into basically tools. They've been turned into a living hammer. They have no brain of themselves. And he called, not the tech priests, servitors are that. They're just basically mechanical slaves. They're humans
but
that...
I mean, like, tech priests are the ones who convert flesh into servitors.
Mhm.
That's something that they do.
And Marcus just called Vargos a servitor.
And I guess an unamused voice, I'll deal with you later, meat puppet. Providing we all survive this.
Whoever Manaki, I'm probably gonna side on Grimith's side and these sorts of things, considering my guy is from a Forge World as well.
Marcus looks satisfied with the reaction.
He understands, though, you know, that Marcus
Excuse me?
is trying to get revenge after that little spat they had with the melee combat at the end. So it's coming from the south, huh?
No,
Well,
the smacking is coming from this door.
In that case, the cleric, you know, the worshipper of the emperor, who does not, you know, he can do whatever he wants. He can cower back there if he likes. Vargos is going to march up to the door.
As you can see, there are power to this door. This is the only door that has no power to it.
Oh, can I see if I can just close this manually? It must have some sort of manual override thing.
Do you do a strength test?
Okay.
It's negative 30.
Ow. I think I do it.
Let's see, your character...
Yeah, my strength is 37. Damn it.
Oh!
You fail by 1. You're able to...
A bit of assistance there.
You think you cannot even move this door. It's just not for moving.
Fair enough.
Yeah, your attempts actually triggered the emergency locks that slammed down. No. You don't move the door.
Okay. He's gonna just head back in this direction.
Okay, so,
Raise his rifle to the door.
So yeah, Vargos, yeah, ready your weapon, and Vargos is going to try to activate open this door normally without interfacing with it.
Door opens, and it's
Holding
slides
hands.
to the
Hang
side.
on. Before it opens, can I take some... can I aim at the door?
Yeah, you can aim at the door,
Okay. I mean, you know, what's going to be behind the door.
and you see this guy. And he sees you, he goes, "Thank God the Emperor has come."
Well, I'm going to fire.
Okay.
Thank God the Emperor's gone.
he is
He'll be with
prone.
the Emperor soon.
He's prone, so you get plus 10. He's point blank, so you get plus 40.
He's not technically point blank. He's within 4 squares and not 3.
Ah,
He
okay,
gets-
so he gets plus 10. Damage.
I think I get 2 hits then.
Doing a semi-automatic burst.
Hey, we're told to exterminate everything on
No,
the ship.
sorry.
That's what I'm told.
I love the
I'm not
image.
criticizing that. I just didn't know you were doing a semi-automatic burst. That's all.
It's a lasgun. There must be power outlets around here. I got plenty of ammo. I think I got 60 rounds a clip.
He's dead. Describe your
Yeah,
kill.
I'm still firing. Hold on.
Oh God. Yeah, he's dead.
My lasgun cuts him into pieces,
Alright, so describe the kill.
limb by limb. As he sits there on the ground, gurgling at us.
I need to find a pen.
Well, you know, obviously his flesh had been corroded and decayed from whatever horrors he suffered here. The Emperor will be the one who judges his eternal soul.
Exactly.
God damn it! I found a pen that doesn't work.
I wish I could have rolled like
you
that.
guys
early.
can decide how you interact with this one. This guy's dead. Right?
Okay, well I'm gonna keep my gun up, and I'm gonna go up to him and
Marcus
give him a kick.
walks a little closer.
First thing is, as soon as Grimith's able to see, from what he saw before the guy got turned into chunky giblets, he didn't look as infected as the others.
Well, we were told to exterminate anything from the mysterious data slate that I interface with, so Vargos sees no problem with this. You know, inherently. It was okay.
Just telling you from what you saw earlier from your super fucking epic roll.
Right. Vargos is going to walk up along with Mithras and peer down at the civilian, or whatever the fuck it was that just knocked on the door and exclaimed the Emperor. And he chuckles a bit like, should we explore the canteen area again now, or continue along this path?
You can look through it. It's smoky, but it actually looks as if this is caved in. There is actually nothing here. There is smears of blood all along the floor that is green, more like vomit than actual blood, sorry.
In that case,
Across the
Vargos
floor.
is going to realize that there's no further progress. I suppose that answers my question.
Just one of them.
Anything else along this smoky trek way, like...
You see signs that has been lived in. There is a marking of a few rags, maybe signifies a bed. There is empty cans of food. There is, there's a dripping from the ceiling, which you can only admire as some form of fluid for water. But it doesn't look like water. But it just looks like it's been lived in, and there's a lot of scrap metal around.
The meatling did well to survive for so long. Hopefully the Emperor... he says the Emperor, and it's almost like a chortle comes through the grill, will judge his soul fittingly.
So what now? Should we, which direction should we take? We'll have to search most of the ship. Makes no odds or ends.
Well, let us progress along the path we were originally going down, before those things stopped us.
I
Can you
agree.
close these doors in case anything tries to follow us? And lock them?
See, is power still remaining with this door? Can
Yes,
I shut it behind
there
us?
is power.
We shut it then.
Okay.
And maybe the one to the south as well.
You want to shut the closed door to the south?
No, I mean, lock it. Make sure that nothing can sneak up behind us.
Vargos is not
I'm
going
allowed
to
to
do
be
that out of
paranoid.
worry that another grenade will frickin' ruin the goddamn thing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna keep going down this way.
Okay, Galinsky, I was a bit worried there. I was like, wait a minute, why have you not got mod? Alright. Well, it seems like there's floating doors around. Give me a second to fix them.
It's a poltergeist! I am the psyker of Christmas past!
Marcus sort of frowns as he gets the horrible smell. And his nose not being used to this kind of environment.
Mithras
the
is quite
ominous.
impressed that he can actually smell anything.
I think the Omni Messiah for the respirator unit stalled within Vargos' body.
Okay, well, I'm gonna... I don't know, should we check out this pile of corpses? Probably no real point.
Marcus is not gonna check it out.
Yeah, Mithras is just gonna
Vargos-
move into this
Vargos
next.
has no interest in sifting through the, I guess, a dozen
Maybe I should throw a grenade at it.
of flesh and what have you. Like, just from looking at it, it seems as if there might be anything of interest.
It looks as if it's just civilians. Some soldiers, some maintenance, some like service staff of
I don't suppose the data slate and its limited amount of information gave us anything concerning the Space Hulk about what it was doing, what sort of prior information about it.
There was no information on the data slate.
Didn't think so, no.
It's just some trial by fire, I guess.
From apparently the Inquisition.
Yeah, apparently.
Vargos is going to remember that, and he's going to, while we're walking through this, he's going to ask the other two, do any of you remember anything before waking up aboard that transport vessel?
I remember some things. I remember being locked in a brig. For reasons that I'm not going to quite go into at the moment.
Marcus looks at the others and says, I went to sleep.
This is all a dream in my head.
I woke up in this place. I cannot say I'm the least satisfied.
The two of you are as equally clueless as to how we ended up here.
Yes.
He
I've
looks
never
at
had
the-
any dealings with the Inquisition before.
Marcus nods.
Vargos, he was kind of expecting everyone else to be as close as he was. I mean, obviously the tech priest should know the most in a given situation, but what the fuck? So what's in here then?
Yeah, what is in here?
You look in and you see shelves empty. Just there's nothing on them. Not even empty cans. They're just empty shelves. There's seemingly cooking equipment and some orderly equipment that you find in kitchens, especially on ships, all locked down. But it looks totally bare, as if everything has been taken, even empty items and saucepan. All of it, it's just empty. It's just shelves and blank counters, covered in gore.
Covered in gore.
Yes, similar
Okay.
to the room that you're just in.
I'll watch the door here. Anything
There's
comes-
nothing down this way
There's
to the south.
nothing.
Yeah.
It's an empty room. There's no ways off.
Okay, well I'm gonna head down here. See if I can open this door.
Anything else perceived? I guess I can make like an awareness or something for that, even though I don't have the skill. It'd be like a basic skill test.
Yes.
Okay.
Do a tech and perception. I'm trying to think what would be the best appropriate one. Do a perception. An easy perception, since it's just so empty.
All right.
You succeed.
Easy perception. Yeah, that'll actually. I got that one.
You
No,
see
just a
this
basic success.
hidden under some gore that you wipe off. You're able to see. You're able to see a glint of something in the corner.
Is that a terminal?
Sorry, broken terminal.
It's also being attacked by a poltergeist.
Damn it.
Sorry, I didn't release the fog there.
Gene
So.
spirits, help us! Right up. And Vargos is going to lean down there, kneel down, and stare at this thing in depth. It's obviously broken. He's going to attempt to interface with it to see whether he can learn any sort of information from it at all, like what it did, what its purpose was.
Give me a second. I need to check the difficulties for this one. This one you get plus 10 tech test to see if you can, I guess, repair it since you're interfacing with it.
Yeah,
To
we'll
get-
go with that.
so
So,
plus 10.
I got that one then.
All right. As you turn it on, even with it's broken, there's a smashed screen. It actually works. You're able to navigate to the machine's spirit, and you're actually able to bring it up to such a working order that it looks as if it works like new, of course, with a smashed screen. And on it, you're able to see logs. It's stuck on a page with logs, and far on the right. However, logs is the only thing you're able to read. The rest,
Logs, like logs from the civilians who lived aboard this vessel?
all you're able to read is logs. The rest isn't. They're very difficult to understand. It looks as if it might be more bureaucratic.
Well, I obviously don't have time to digest this unless I can quickly skim this and glean anything of importance. Could I transfer this information from this terminal to the data slate I have in my possession?
Yes.
We'll say not the one that the Inquisition gave me, but my personal data slate that I own.
Yep.
All right, then. Hopefully that one. I'll shout back. Wait a minute, and I'll quickly transfer over the data with the logs and stuff by interfacing with both of them to quickly download the information to review at a future date.
Okay.
Well, wait a little for him.
In that case, nothing particular of interest that I gleamed. Vargos eventually is going to step out from the pantry or whatever and said, a terminal that I found, random musings from those trapped here. That is all.
Well, onwards. I'll hit the door release.
Alright.
Ready my rifle again.
Door slides
To
open.
blast some other civilian.
Right.
Okay. Gonna check around the corner carefully this time.
Wooden logs. That's what I found in the terminal. Wooden logs. It appears that you can make a raft or a cabin out of these.
Just
Vargos
logs.
stares at it in such a confused manner, like, what sort of heresy is this?
It's like you plug in the terminal.
Like the other
Very
two.
weird tech heresy.
I've never heard of such malevolence. Wood.
Organic
I guess the
material.
auger going well.
No machine spirits to be found here.
Alright.
I'm gonna move over to the next door, hit the door release.
Just another one of the corridors here. Nothing in particular. No, just like
Similar
random.
as the ones before. So, you
Okay.
open the door, and...
So I get to shoot something else now.
You see this. You come into a room, and you see
Guardsman.
guardsmen sliced up across the room. They look very fresh.
Can I examine one of them, see if they look anything like the ones that were on the ship?
You check them, and they look not like the ones on the ship, but very similar, as in maybe from a different platoon. You also notice there's a Voxcaster on one of them.
Well, I'm gonna pick up the Voxcaster after whichever one and see if there's anyone on it.
As you pick it up, you realize, no, it's actually very, very, very broken as you pick up the receiver and realize it's half of a receiver.
Ah.
However, you notice that there is recording equipment on the Voxcaster's head, on his
Right.
helmet.
I'll motion that towards Vargos and say, can you interface with this?
Vargos looks down at the Vox recording equipment and he picks it up and he's going to extend his tendrils out of his fingertips then to see whether he can glean anything more.
In the meantime, I'm going to be watching the two doors very carefully. I think that's... Is that another door, or is it just a...
The door immediately to the south looks... Oh, give me a second. Sorry, I've not revealed enough. You've got two doors.
Yeah. So I'm going to watch both the doors with my rifle.
Right. However, the door to the south looks as if, again, it has suffered some extreme damage from the outside.
Ah.
As if it's been blowed in. As if
It's
something
like
perhaps...
something's trying to break in here.
Yes.
You want me to make another tech use test or can I glean anything from this thing?
You...
Or
Yeah.
can I just realize that there's no way in hell for me to interface with the thing or what?
as you pick it up, you're able to tell that you can view the recordings if you interface
Okay.
with them.
Alright, in that case, Vargos says, I should be able to view the recordings.
How do you view them? Would you share them on perhaps a datapad, or are you just going to do it yourself?
So yeah, in that case, yeah, the data slate that I got from the Inquisition or whatever should be able to play these. So I'll go ahead and play the recordings through that. Not my personal data slate, but that one.
Alright, well,
So
give
I'll
me...
go ahead and do that then.
Just give me a second. So I need to catch up with things, because there's, you know, certain things I need to sort out first. How are you guys enjoying it so far?
Silence.
Silence.
Great.
It's good fun.
Don't pull me out of the immersion.
No worries.
He's in character now. He's fuming. Servitor!
Alright.
The music is great.
Oh, I'm glad you're listening to the music.
I would have shared it to you, but you didn't pop online until you...
Oh yeah, which tracks are we supposed to be listening to? All
Amnesia tracks.
okay.
I don't know. Just some.
It's okay. I'll listen to the hum of my air conditioner instead rather than music. I'm good.
Amnesia is burned into my mind. I can remember what it sounds like anyway.
Something I played. I can manage other horrific things. They'll play some System Shock 2 music in my brain.
That works. That worked
That'd
really
be
well.
perfect.
Okay. As
Sorry.
you start tuning in, some static crackles up on the screen, and it cuts to the Imperial guards walking down the hallway. You know, it looks similar to the ones that you've just came in, but it's indecipherable. All the it looks like it could have been any hallway. And it cuts static, and fades back in to the Imperial guardsmen suddenly running and sounding very panicky. You can decipher that some of them are saying, "What the fuck is going on? They said there would be nothing here. What's going on?" And they continue on, and it reverts to static, and it comes back, and you see. Give me a second. It's this chappie.
Oh, that chappie.
That one. Oh, yeah,
And this guy is just with a head, just rocking it back and forth in front of them, and you can hear the guardsman or the recorder looking around the room, and he sees the same room that you're currently in, with the guardsman splayed and gored across the room. He's like, "Please, no, please don't hurt me. I've got a family. No." And as it ends, he smacks the person you're looking at right now, the lovely jester, smacks him with an axe, ending the recording.
So, this guy, I'd like to focus the data slate upon this thing. From what I've gathered thus far, but from what Vargos has gathered, these zombies are really alive, animated, pustulant, diseased corpses. And this guy seems
They're not corpses. They're actually living people that are really heavily infected.
Alive, menacing, diseased, pustulant, just like shambling bodies, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
This one seems, from what I gather, more intelligent and perhaps more menacing than those thus far. From what I've gathered with intellect, can I make like some sort of like forbidden lore Xenos or warp?
Yep.
To try to discern more. What would you have me do? I mean, they're both the same for me.
Do a warp.
Nope.
He looks like a healthier zombie from earlier.
Vargos frowns within his respirator grill, and as soon as he's ensured that both his companions have gotten a good view, he cuts the Voxcaster.
Marcus looks at the others. Says, "How could this thing kill?" He looks around at the corpses. However many Imperial guardsmen there are gathered here.
He is no ordinary being, that is for sure.
The guardsmen look as if they've been dismembered.
Fear and confusion can bring even the mightiest beings low.
Michael's
I
looking
need to focus on my own character. I'm tired of staring at that. That hurts my head.
You can just go up. It's just straight up.
Okay. Phew, thank God. So that's what's down to the south. That's why we can't go that way, guys.
Michael's
You've
looks
come
a little.
across a mural on the floor.
Hang on, can I examine this door and see what sort of things might have...
Which door? This one? This one?
This southern one. What was trying to break through it? How was it trying to be broken?
It looks as if something big was punching the door.
I don't think even that creature could have caused this damage. We may have to keep our eyes open for something a bit larger.
Marcus looks at the people, sort of the corpses, and say, "I don't think that creature could kill all these people. It looked like a deceased person. Insane, rather, but very unsettling. But it's just a human with an axe."
Certainly not the
Vargos.
Emperor's work.
So Vargos puts his data slate away, then looks at his axe, and looks over towards Marcus, and he might have had other assistants. Something not of our realm.
Marcus looks a little unsettled, but doesn't say anything.
Well,
Actually, Mithras is going to look unsettled at that as well.
So the door down south completely sealed. There's no way in hell I could even have a chance of, like, you know, interfacing with this to try to move it or do anything with it, right?
It looks as if it's actually been knocked off of its hinges.
Alright, yep, not doing a single damn thing. If it's been knocked off its space hinges, we have no chance.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get my rifle ready and punch this door open.
Alright. And you punch at the door.
Punch.
The door stands firm. Right, and the
Okay,
door
okay.
slides down. And you see a very short hallway. With another door.
Another door.
Okay, more doors. I open this
This
one.
doesn't seem like a sort of airlock thing, does it?
No. It doesn't look like the
Okay.
ones that you were in earlier.
We're in the
Alright.
middle of the ship at the moment, I think.
Is there any blood on the floor here or something?
There is some.
Some. Alright.
Like a blood trail?
Yes.
Ooh.
But not as if from a dragged body.
Yeah.
Someone has been bleeding through here.
Oh, we just saw the guardsman coming through here.
Oh yeah, that may be.
As they were running into the room before they died.
I'll open up this door as well.
Okay. Give me a second.
That's not a good sign.
So I was about to ask, are there any sounds? Oh god, it's the Jester's Court!
And as you open the
Just
door,
is actually a Nurgle version of Q.
you see
You
this.
step to a giant chessboard.
What the hell?
Is that?
And as soon as the door opens,
Oh, you've got to be shitting me. That's not seriously a...
you
fucking-
hear a voice.
What do we see?
Ah! Well, what you see is a very, very colorful room. Doesn't look as if this should be a part of the ship. You came from Rust. This looks very colorful. Disdainfully colorful, as if someone has been improving it, looking, bringing this to life. It doesn't look as if it's been disused. It's quite terrifying. In the center of the room, you see 4 of the people dressed similarly to the data slate that you were looking at, and a very, very tall figure
Yeah, I
centered
noticed that,
amongst
Manaki.
them.
I
As
don't
you
think
walk
we're
in,
gonna win.
as you're looking in, the very, very tall figure opens his arms and says, "Welcome! Welcome! Please come on in."
Nope.
Marcus opens his eyes sort of wide. This was not what he expected to find behind this door. And he, in fact, steps like this.
The Marine smiles and he goes, "I am here to bring the gift of Father to everyone.
Father,
Do you wish to
Father, Father, you're not saying anything. Father, Forbidden Lore Warp? Looking at this, perhaps like a new spark of information enters in?
Father Nurgle."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fits in with the whole disease. I presume, Varga, everyone would know about the disease stuff, totally. Pestilence.
The others, you'll have heard maybe like bedtime stories about
What exactly?
about like you in modern time you have like the 4 horsemen, you have like pestilence, you have similar like myths and rumors about the one of the evil gods or the evil boogeymen called Father Nurgle. So you have heard of him. But
Did the Marine say Father Nurgle or just
he
Father?
said Father.
All right.
If-
Okay, can I ask
Marcus
you a very quick...
assumes this is the
no,
Emperor.
you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know.
Can I make a very quick check? Is he wearing, like, powered armor?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to bother throwing a grenade then, and I'm actually going to hit the door close button.
Door doesn't close.
Fuck.
And
Okay.
he smiles and he goes, "Please join us." And he bows his hands, and the door behind you slams shut.
Marcus says out, sort of raising his gun feebly at this mountain of a thing. Never had seen anyone like this huge. He says with a voice trying to sound unaffected by this. Our father does not condone such mutation. You should know that, since you talk of his name. The Emperor of Man.
The
not condone this.
Emperor does not look after his children as well as Father. Father wishes to look after everyone. I wish to share with you the gift I have given to my family. Family! Bring them to Father! And roll initiative.
God damn.
8. There's a theme here.
Woo, 9! Yeah, moving on up.
5. Doesn't matter, I delayed all the time. One thing though, I can't run faster than you guys now. Oh well, there's no way to run.
And I need to roll a dice.
I'm gonna be glad if I can even hit them, Crudmobile.
What was initiative again?
1d10 plus agility bonus.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, sorry. I forgot that.
In cases of a tie, whoever's agility higher wins. If both people have the exact same agility, then you just roll another d10.
Oh. God damn it.
And that brings him to the top.
We need more shooting time.
You can just do sword. Yeah.
Alright, okay, well that's it, sorry, anyway. And the cultists actually start firing at you.
Just set current cultist.
They're not allowed guns. That's cheating.
So, cultist 1, so this is this guy, will be firing at Mithras.
Wonderful.
Fuck.
Ow. Okay,
It
where
hits
do you
you
hit?
in the head.
For a total of 6 points of damage. Right. Wounds time. How the hell do wounds work?
I think it's like
Wounds are like hit points. How many wounds?
Yeah, but I mean, is there any chance of me taking extra damage or anything?
You could try to dodge that if you'd like.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a very good idea. Let's try dodging that. I'm gonna throw myself to the ground, thanks.
Dodge is.
Hey Grip, can you
That's a
roll
base-
this since you're so lucky?
Dodge is a basic skill. If you don't have dodge, then it's just half your characteristic. In this case, agility.
Oh, great. Fuck. Nope. I
In
don't
which
dodge
case,
it.
in that case, you take the full brunt, 10 damage minus. Where does it hit? 0
The
6
head,
the head.
and I have 4 armor in there, so it's...
So minus 4 minus your toughness bonus.
Oh, right, okay, that's slightly better than... That's minus 3,
Three.
so it's 3 damage.
You only take 3 damage then.
Okay.
Cultist 1 isn't going to fire, he's just going to start running up at you.
What does he have?
You can see they've got an axe.
Okay, so cultist and cultist 3, they have guns. Pew pew.
Yes, Cultist and Cultist 3 have guns, and Cultist 1 and Cultist 2 have axes. And so he's going to move up as well. And Cultist 3 is going to shoot at Vargos. That's 51, so that's a body hit.
51's a body hit. In that case, I'm not gonna use my dodge then. That deals nothing to me.
There you go. And that will be your turn. The Marine actually just looks as if he just crosses his arms and just stands there.
So Vargos is going to grunt with the force of the attack, but you do nothing. Well, there's no choice to run. So the door terminal thing, no power, no display. Does it look like there's anything there at all?
It actually looks as if it's all been turned off.
Fuck. So much for that whole idea. They just had Well, given the data slate, there is no chance for retreating. From this rotting cage of biomatter, machine god, set me free. And I'm not gonna run all the fucking way out into there. I'd like to perhaps wait for an opportunity to charge. In that case, I guess I'm just going to, I suppose, delay.
Alright.
And just save up a half action to do something in the future.
Okay. It's not your turn? Alright. Mithras. Oh yes, sorry. The crosses
I'm
look as
walking
if
8.
they're pillars to the roof.
That's quite a long distance to throw, though. I might be able to get Cultist 1 and 2 if I'm lucky. maybe even all of them if I get a direct hit with my grenade. Do you guys think I should risk it? Come on, chat.
I
should
think at
throw a
this
grenade?
point, we need to fucking throw everything. Throw the goddamn
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
If we destroy the ship with this guy and all his cultists, it's a good thing. So
Right.
I'm going to throw my last frag grenade.
If a
So
job's
let's
worth doing, it's worth dying for.
Actually, hang on a minute. Fire bombs. How do they work?
Do it, do it.
I'm gonna step away to get something to drink while he's
Getting
doing
over
his-
here.
Right, I need to put on some interesting battle
Let's
music.
hope whatever gas
Set
these things
fire, that
leak
might be
isn't
nice.
explosive.
Even if it doesn't kill. Actually, hang on. The frag grenade will probably just straight up kill him, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to aim about here, which is. How far away is that? 8. So that's still within normal range. Please. Just once this time. Yes! the
Okay, where does it land?
grenade impacts here.
Right.
So it should hit all 4 of them, and
Okay.
not the marine. And for damage, I do, preferably giving amounts. 1d. No, it's 2d10. Plus anything. I think it's just 2d10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2d10. 9 damage.
Okay, give me seconds. Is there anything I can do to change this?
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, give me a second. I'll wait till Grimith comes back and then I'll be asking.
Oh wait, roll to hit location and damage individually for each person affected by the blast, so I gotta do that again.
Oh, you gotta do it individually.
So that'll be for 1, and then I'll just go around clockwise.
Oh, do you not have to roll to throw it, or does that just count for the first one?
Well,
No,
you
I throw the
at
grenade,
location.
which is the to hit, which I just did.
Right.
The hit location, I guess, is different for each one, so I need to roll hit locations.
All right. Okay. So now you need to
That's
roll.
1d100, isn't it?
So you need to roll 4 times.
Okay, so that's to hit on the first guy, so that's in the head.
All right.
Damage.
Oh,
Uh,
ouch.
That's 12 points of damage to cultist, nothing. In the
12 points.
73, where
37. That's I think that's his arm.
I think it's
11 points of damage in the
Which one's that?
next one, cultist 3.
So that's
And
11.
the one in the 23, and then cultist 2 takes 9 points of damage.
Do they
in
take
the-
like incendiary damage, like lasting damage, or
No, they take explosive damage.
right explosive? Okay.
In
Oh,
the
because you threw a frag. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then it's Marcus.
well. How hurt do these look?
All of them are winded.
Probably
Badly?
severely.
Hopefully.
Very winded. Some
9
more
points of
so than
damage is
others.
a lot. And I presume.
Oh wait. I've got toughness bonus. I need to take off.
Damn it.
So that's 3 points off of each.
Just do that once again, right?
So that's 6.
Well, I've run out of frag grenades now. I used it pointlessly on those zombies.
There you
before
go.
we knew they couldn't hurt us.
Right. So there you go. So that's damage done. So actually. we
However,
don't-
I do have a. How is a throwing weapon a full round action? Can I throw another one?
It's a full round action, I believe. Well, I think you may have another half action, but I think. Give me a second.
I'm gonna need a look. Because if I can throw another one, I'm throwing a firebomb in the middle of them as well.
All right,
I guess
glad to see I didn't miss much.
You actually caused damage to all 4 of them.
Quite a lot of damage as well. How is throwing a grenade a full round action, Grimith?
Throw is.
I think
Because I really want to throw another one.
I don't think you can go to. Maybe.
I doubt I would. I mean, it seems a bit powerful.
I think I'll count it as a.
yeah, I'm pretty sure it only counts as like a half action, but you can't throw another grenade.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
within your
well,
time.
what shall I do with my other half action then?
Because if so, that would be fucking overpowered.
Well, I'm gonna fire my gun then.
Alright.
At cultist 1, it'll have to be a single shot.
Just made an attack. You shouldn't be able to make another attack.
Oh,
No.
like
Now
no attacks at
now
all.
that I've thrown my grenade, let me pull out my gun here that I had hanging off to the side and make a shot too, all within my few
Well, it was in
seconds
his
of
other
time.
hand.
Yeah, it's 3 seconds as a turn.
And he's a trained guardsman. Okay. No more attacks, and I'll just aim at cultist 1 then, with my las gun.
Okay. And now it's cultist's turn. So cultist 1 is going to make a move in. So let's see. He can move.
Wait, what did Marcus do? Isn't it his turn?
Oh. Yeah, sorry, Marcus.
Marcus, kill them all.
I mean, I know I'm just
Oh.
salivating over
Sorry.
the food here, but I
Sorry.
was like, what the fuck?
Hang on, with my half action, can I pass him a firebomb?
Do you really think he can throw as good as you did?
No.
Please
but
do.
You want to? Seriously?
I'll accept a firebomb.
Okay, it's pretty straightforward. You just throw it at him.
You used your target to aim though.
Ah, no, okay, fine.
Alright. So, well, yeah.
If we give them all, that would be a bit lame.
This is an interesting situation. I guess shooting is the best thing to do. They can't really get in combat with me yet.
Remember, you can aim at multiple targets if you
You're not like
actually
dedicating aim, you can just say aim.
Yeah, but I can only shoot one, so...
Yeah, you can just aim as a half action and then shoot.
I'd like to aim and shoot cultist,
Okay. Roll.
which would give me a bonus of 10.
Miss.
Probably not gonna hit. Alright, I guess that's it.
Alright.
We take into account ricochets.
And moves up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And cultists 3 and cultists are going to start shooting at Vargos.
Both of them are going to shoot at me?
Yes, one's miss, and second one's a hit. Oh wait, sorry, it's the name's. It's not that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll change that. But that was both at you, and the second one hits.
Where does it hit? Where's 22?
22 is. Sorry, give me a second. I've got too many pieces of paper. Your left arm.
That was my dodge roll, which was a fail, so 5 minus 4 toughness, I take 1 wound. I guess I'll stencil that in, like for HP, since the token properties weren't
What are
changed.
they firing at us, by the way?
Stub revolvers.
Okay.
Okay. So, Vargos gets hit, shows no emotion or reflection at all, other than the fact that he knows he got hit.
And the Marine just smiles. Well, stands there.
In case I'm going to risk doing what I'm going to do and giving a swipe at Cultist 2, because I am going to charge, and since I have to charge 4 meters, I'm going to charge there
Okay.
for a charge attack at Cultist 2.
Right, so that's what's the charge again? What bonuses do you get? You get plus 10 to weapon skill.
Yeah. I know, I just, I thought that he might get an attack or something.
Well,
and,
okay, he
worked
does.
it out.
Misses.
Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and unleash Cain upon this motherfucker with my, my Axe of Doom, I guess.
Do an awesome critical hit, please.
So charge is a plus 10% bonus, so I hit both times for 20...
Oh!
See, 22 plus 10... Actually, fuck, I roll another 1d10. So
He's
that's
dead.
40 damage.
He's dead.
Okay, can we roll
Describe
the critical
that
hits
kill.
table just to see what happens?
Describe that kill.
So 40 damage, a lot of critical... Vargos got shot, showed no sort of pain emotion, and he's going to scream something like, let me think of something, there is no certainty in flesh but death. Charges forward, dodges an attack from the cultist, and as he's dodging that, wheels around with his mono great axe, empowered by the Omniscire, and he doesn't just do one attack, it's just like multiple cleavings and sorts, and he is diced up.
Right. So 54 is on the body. What weapon type is that? Like what?
That is rending.
Rending, right. For critical effect, what actually happened to his body? Give me a second. As above, okay, the powerful blow cleaves the target from gullet to groin, revealing his internal organs and spilling them on the ground before him. For the rest of the fight, anyone moving within 4 meters of the target's corpse must take an agility test or fall over. So, anyone, you basically, I need to do like in a zone. So all of this is covered in gore.
The closest one, you know, if he wants to move out of that, he's got to make an agility test too. Nice.
Yes, you need to do. Everyone needs to. Basically, you've covered the entire area with so much gore.
Mithras, have some more blood on you, just like I. I love this 2d10 shit. This is awesome.
Give me a sec. I think I'm gonna try and need to draw. Okay, so.
This is brutal. Thank God it has been that brutal against us yet.
There you go. So that's all gore.
Well, that's lucky.
So
No,
you need to
clean.
You need
That's
to
all
roll an
cultist
agility test to get through this area.
I'm not gonna move.
No. I'll just...
You want to mark him with the red X? I'm presuming he's dead.
Oh yeah, he's quite dead.
Cultists do no longer exist in this world.
Yeah.
Glad I got around to my sub that I've been delaying for an hour. Fuck. Meat invigorated me.
I'm gonna think. Give me a second. So he had 8 hit points left. No, he had
Crit
4. He had 4 hit points. So you did 36 critical damage to him.
Wow.
Fucking righteous fury indeed.
Well, not
Alright, it's the end of my turn.
Who needs grenades when you got that axe?
33. Sorry, 33. All right. Mithras.
I'm not gonna be shown up by this. I'm gonna blow the crap out of cultist one with my laser rifle.
All right.
Point
Full
blank
auto.
too. Nice.
And I've aimed.
Wait, where's that? I didn't see that roll.
I haven't rolled it yet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Didn't roll it yet.
Okay. 77 minus 30?
Yeah, minus 30 for
10.
point blank. So
47.
37.
37.
That hits.
Okay.
Alright, hit
Roll.
Hang on. Do I get 2 hits on him?
No.
No.
You need to have 2 degrees of success
Oh,
to
at
get an
least I
extra
hit.
shot.
Yeah, at least you hit.
So what does
And
that
remember, you guys still have fate points to use. Like
oh,
reroll
yeah.
failed tests and stuff.
You hit him in
I'm
the right
sure.
leg. Right leg.
hit? Completely forgot about that. Oh, well, anyway, damage. 4.
He takes. Oh, okay.
I think I need to upgrade to like a multi-melter.
There we go. All right. And Marcus.
That guy actually has more wounds than me. That's not fair.
Alright, Marcus sort of feeling the insult from Vargos again as he spurts his
It doesn't hit you. It just lands just
yeah,
short
as he
of you.
spurts his technological blabbering. But due to the blood sparrow, sees that as sort of a sign from the Emperor not to walk any closer. So he simply aims and shoots at a cultist. And misses.
All right.
Hang on
Anything
a minute.
else?
Hang on, because I was firing semi-auto, I get another plus 10 on top of that, so I should have gotten a second hit.
No, you're firing semi-auto then. Yeah. Go ahead and take your
Yeah.
second
Woo.
hit then.
That's a pretty good roll.
That's 70. So that's in the head. Critical
No,
damage to the.
yeah, 1d10. Is it just 1d10 extra damage?
You have to test to see whether you actually
Oh,
get
right,
another
okay.
hit.
and
Yes.
Your gun's energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
So, yep, that's another 1d10 damage.
Not plus 3, just 1d10.
Yeah, just 1d10.
Not that it matters.
I'm telling you now, the guy's dead. Okay. Energy critical effect on the head. Superheated by the attack, the target's brain explodes, tearing apart his skull and sending flaming chunks of meat flying at those nearby. The target is no more. Okay, because you got 10 plus, as above, except the target's entire body catches fire and runs off headless 2d10 meters in a random direction. Use the scatter diagram on page 196. Anything flammable it passes, including characters, must make an agility test or catch on fire. So I need to roll a 1d10. And where's my scatter diagram? Scatter diagram. There it is. Okay, 1d10. Roll 1d10. 7. Oh, he runs this way.
That way?
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna set you on fire.
he runs
It's
diagonally
moving.
down.
Does the body have to make an agility test in order to remain standing in the
Uh,
area covered with blood and gore?
I guess
Yeah,
so.
okay,
Sure.
I'll do a agility test as well.
How much agility does his dead body have?
It doesn't have much, but I'll do an agility roll.
Please fall
It
over.
fails, so it falls over. So I'm gonna say
Oh,
just
good.
sort of skids there.
Okay. You know, I wouldn't have wanted
This
to run
is,
past Marcus all flamey and shit.
Lying on the ground, running on the spot.
Appreciate the thought.
Servitor.
Indeed.
Jesus. Alright,
Go on, you need a critical now, Marcus.
and so Marcus is. Oh no, yeah, Marcus is go.
Well, I guess we'll, you know, aim and shoot at cultists. And with the 10 bonus, that should be a hit
Mm-hmm.
for some sweet.
So that's cultist. Okay. And cultists. They're looking a bit, upset. They're both shooting at Vargos.
Now, goddammit, I'm
Both-
not the only one who's been murdering people here. I
Both
resent
miss,
it.
and they
Give me
take
some credit, damn it.
they take one step back each. The Marine actually takes one step forward.
Oh,
Oh.
they're inviting a
We
grenade
should start
there, aren't
losing.
they?
We should start losing quickly.
I was about to say, you know, Vargos was all for charging in that situation until the cultists rearranged themselves.
And Vargos, the Marine still has his arms crossed, no weapon drawn.
Okay, so
Really don't
this sort of thing, like these perpendicular cross sections, will they count as like cover sorts? Like they extend all the way up to the roof?
These are covers. Like the four, you can hide in there for cover, and you get what's stone? Rockcrete, you get 16 AP, whatever 16 AP is.
Oh wow, 16 armor points. Nice.
So because let's say 8 because you're only half covered.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna have to make an agility test, and I want to take a half move action to step up to here.
Oh right, okay. Your left half then is covered by 16 AP.
Providing that I gotta make my agility test, otherwise I gotta fall on my ass,
Ah,
right?
fair enough, yeah.
Can I take a full move to move a half worse move carefully?
No.
I don't.
No.
That is a fail.
You fall down. Do you want to do a scatter to see where you fall?
Like I was just like, I'm falling along my path unless you
Okay.
want me to find
Fall.
it.
You fall one tile closer then.
Okay, so
So he's
that
prone
was one of
now,
my.
is he?
That was a half action. I
Yep.
can use my other half to stand up from prone then.
Yep.
So Vargos
Um,
tries to move out of the blood and gore, fails, and shaking his head, he stands back up. That's his turn.
Marcus is almost saying something, but looks at the Marine and says nothing. This is not a time for.
I'm wondering, will I get a bonus? Will it make it harder for them to hit me if I go prone?
It gives them a bonus to shoot a prone target.
Really? Okay.
Apparently, yeah. If you give me a second, I'll tell you what it is, because I mind reading that. Wherever I've put it. There it is. Attacking a prone opponent is plus 10.
Are you sure that's not just like in close combat or something?
I guess so.
Well, for what I know, what the combat difficulty says. is
Oh,
attack-
minus 20 if you're prone at a distance.
Ah.
Ah,
That's
so
a
it
good
is
idea.
advantageous.
Because it's dodging whilst prone, it's minus 20, so... well, I'll just say you get minus 20 if you're prone.
Wait, to our rolls or their rolls?
Or my guys' rolls, my
Okay,
cultists.
cool.
If you get hit, there's no way in hell you're dodging.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
Oh,
no
wasn't
way in
doing
hell I'm
that
dodging it
anyway.
anyway. There's very little chance of me getting to that cover with all this crap on the ground.
I like that. The chat's talking about why is there goo covered all over the place.
Because Grimith happens. That's why.
I've changed the battlefield.
Thank God
Yeah.
it isn't flammable, otherwise the entire thing would be on fire.
There we
That
go.
wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, we're just standing in a pool of fire. It's okay.
It's flaming blood at the moment.
Oh man. All right. Alright, so what are you gonna do, Malakin?
Oh, it's actually my turn? Right,
Oh,
okay.
if you're going prone, yeah. Unless
Wait,
you want
okay,
to try
I'm
and
definitely
shoot.
gonna... Hang on. Going prone, is that full action or half action?
Going prone, I imagine, would be a half action, since standing up from being prone is a half action.
Yeah, it's a half.
I can go prone then and fire a single shot at cultist.
Make him spat everywhere.
Miss.
Missing completely.
Pray, Mookie, I've altered the battlefield. Pray I don't alter it further.
And Marcus.
Well, can I still shoot even though Vargos is there? Sort of in the halfway?
I'll say I'll give him a 4 AP for it, because, you know, cover.
Yeah, I'll just
Oh, no.
I'll just double aim then
Alright.
against cultist 3.
You're just aiming. They're all just so close. You're just aiming at them.
Right, because Vargos won't get out of the way.
Unfortunately, the blood skid did not carry me into cover. My bad.
Should have stayed down.
It's just like
You
it's a
skidded
banana
right into his
kind of
sights.
thing. Alright.
It was just to piss you off. That's what it was. Show him call me.
Oh,
sir.
it was the failure of machine legs, but I'm not going to say
I like how critical effects can actually be negative for you guys. You hit them so critically, it can actually cause a... That's awesome. Alright. So that's your turn. Well,
Yeah.
the cultists are actually going to keep shooting at Vargos.
Good idea.
That's okay with me.
And give me a second.
Nice
Oh, the
damage
max
shot.
Damage on them, but what the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Don't they have to reload soon, damn it?
No.
Hopefully
No, they
the
really don't.
Machine man can't turn into a zombie though. So that's good.
I'm trying to see if there's any benefits they can get for shooting at you.
How far is long range
Actions.
my shotgun?
Well, I'm standing.
Yeah. Is that semi-automatic fire they would be showing? Yeah. One hits.
Oh.
The first one hits for 13 damage. It hits you in the... Let's see, that's 43. Body.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a dodge on that one.
Remember fate points.
Yeah, I might use a fate point to re-roll the dodge, even though I don't have a good chance of succeeding. Let's see, what's the I just wanna check out my odds before I do this one.
You have to pick up a new organ after this.
Agility is 31, so we round down. That's a 15% chance of success.
Zero damage.
That's good
You
luck.
know that was 2 max rolls I got for damage.
So what happens if you actually slip on the blood and manage to dodge the bullet?
No, I'm just gonna say.
Just while trying to regain my footing, like,
It just goes under your armpit. Wow.
I'm just like skidding around a bit, still trying to regain my balance.
And the Marine's gonna walk to here.
Oh crap.
And that's the
stay
turn.
there.
Is he still doesn't have a weapon, does
Can I
he?
use a fate point to have the marine just disappear?
I'd like to pitch into.
He's like, you know, I still have 2 fate points left.
I don't think fate points work like that, guys.
If you're re-rolling a failed skill test is obviously seeing this guy. So
You-
he doesn't exist.
Well,
Alright, well, after that wonderful turn of events, Vargos is going to try once again to move. We'll say he's going to use a half move to move to this position.
if you're gonna do it, I'll let you take it. You're able to, as you slipped. If you do both, you'll not have to roll an agility.
Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and use a full move action to half move to this position.
There you go. Because you slipped up and you locked out, so you're able to figure out where not to stand for all the giblets.
Has the marine still got his arms folded?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right,
I'm not gonna shoot at him then. I'm gonna shoot a cultist one. Instead.
Alright.
choose that cultist 3 because I
So
aimed
that's
it.
going to go ahead and end Vargos' turn then, so Mithras, you're up.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna aim and then shoot once at cultist. Just cultist. Fuck. Missed.
Alright.
Yep, that's it.
Marcus, you've got 2
What?
aims, so you've got a plus 20.
I think I'd like to burst fire at cultist 3.
Okay, so you get a plus 20 on that.
Additional. That is a bonus of 40. Alright.
Yeah, give me seconds.
Yeah, if you're doing...
Yeah, full automatic fire, so I'll... sure,
Oh,
why not?
semi.
Assuming I was plus 10.
So you get plus
so
30.
full aim, yeah.
Plus 30. Alright. Come on.
Oh, that's a lot of successes there.
Right,
think
I
you
succeed
hit
with
with every-
3, I guess, because
Alright,
that's
so an
my
additional
actual
hit.
score. So,
Yeah, 2 hits.
2 hits, pistol damage.
Okay, let's see. Which one was that? Cultist or Cultist 3?
3.
3, give me a second, I need to check what HP
I don't know where it hit though.
82, that's...
I'm gonna ditch this las rifle as soon as possible. It's just
Why?
not.
Let's see. So, what gun type is yours? Just impact?
I think it's just like, well, it's an auto pistol. I don't. I have the. It's I type.
So it's
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah.
Okay, the hit rips apart the flesh of the leg, causing blood to spray out in all directions. Even as the target tries futilely to stop the sudden flood of vital fluid, he falls to the ground and dies in a splitting pool of gore. 10 plus. As above, but such is the agony of the target's death that his piteous screams downs out all conversation with 2d10 meters for the rest of the round.
Well, it's not very long because the round's stopped now. So.
We're ignoring the giant mountain of meat in front of us because we don't want to piss it off.
Well, the fact is, I don't think I can kill it. So.
Yeah, I don't think I can
You
even
killed the
pass it.
wrong one, by the way.
Alright.
It was a
Oh.
3.
Oh, right.
He targeted 3 and not numbered cultists.
No.
Sorry.
I expected that the guardsman would be able to.
Still the same. Okay.
Alright. Well, that's my turn.
The
Move some
cultist
bullets.
actually runs up and shoots at Mithras.
Asshole. Oh, come on.
21 is your left arm.
Hang on.
Important one.
What's his ballistic skill?
His ballistic skill is
Because
20,
I'm lying down, so that's like,
22.
If he's lying down, then that shot would miss, right?
Yeah,
Well, he
that's
gets
minus 20.
Pro.
plus 10 because it's a semi-automatic. Negative
You can't
20, so
move
it's 22.
and
So
shoot
it's
semi-automatic, so same time.
Ah. Yeah, semi-automatic is it's a full action. to
oh,
fire.
fair enough. He fires and misses them.
Phew.
Good.
At least it wasn't one of those max damage rolls, huh?
The marine though lifts his hands to his head and takes off his helmet.
Okay, I'm totally making the aim shot in his head.
In a called shot, I think that's a minus 20 penalty to hit. A called shot dislocation is a minus 20, yeah.
Well, yeah, if he can double aim it though, well, I don't know. If this guy doesn't have armor on his head, that maybe.
Maybe I can throw my grenade at his face.
And Vargos.
My turn. So in that case, do I have like total cover? Can I not even see cultist or marine?
Your left half has 16 AP, but you can see marine, so your right arm
so
and
if
right
I
leg.
stepped like here,
Full
or
cover.
here,
You cannot be seen.
Oh.
You're
So
like
basically just hiding.
you're
now.
like 16 full plate armor.
dude, after what I just went through, and when I covered that battlefield in gore, you should be thanking me for what I have done for science. In that case, I am going to move here, and then my other half action, I am going to, I think I'll keep the axe out, but...
You mean you're gonna pull out your vortex grenade that you just happen to have?
My vortex grenade, yes, of course. So I have a vortex grenade that I bought. I don't know if you guys didn't see that on my character sheet. It allows me to rip a hole in the space-time continuum, but it doesn't destroy the ship at all. I'm going to delay.
Okay.
I used a half move, and I'll just stay there. I still have full cover against them, right? Totally can't see them. They can't see me.
Well, they can see you went back there.
Yeah, but they can't see me right now.
Where you are, they can't get a direct shot on you. They'd need to
Neither
basically...
I can I. Okay.
No,
That's what I wanted to confirm. In that case, yep, delaying.
Mithras?
No, Mookie, he doesn't actually have a vortex grenade. It'd be awesome if he did.
A vortex
Oh,
grenade
right,
is
it's fine.
void, isn't it? It's like just throw you into the warp or something.
Yeah, it basically opens up a connection between reality and the warp.
Are you sure that's a good idea in a room of chaos?
Well, it's only for a few brief moments, and they get sucked into it, so maybe.
I don't want to go. So
So, Mithras, it's your go.
I guess I'm just gonna kill. I don't know. What does chat think? Should I set them all on fire, or should I just kill the cultist and ignore the Space Marine just in case he doesn't
Space
want to
Marine
kill
has
us all?
taken off his helmet right now as we speak.
well, the thing is, he isn't letting us out, and there's only one way out of this room. So
I don't even know my lasgun can kill him even with his helmet off.
We were ordered to kill everyone that we encountered aboard this vessel, so
Right.
he's got to go.
Maybe
Marcus
they
is
can just
not gonna
bombard
flee.
this part with cannon. I don't know. We can't get out of here, so I guess
Burn them.
I'll kill the cultist first.
burn the heretics.
We're killing the weak guys that aren't wearing the
Chat
fucking
says
power.
burn them.
He's still got a fucking gun, so
Chat
I'll
says
probably miss the what's it? I'm gonna do a semi-auto shot at this cultist.
Shot.
I
Okay.
think I've still got more than half the ammo in my clip, so
You think? You should be keeping track of your ammo, bro.
it's around 40, I think, at the moment.
Round.
Yeah, I think. Hang on, it's plus 10.
Yeah, you missed that.
That's a miss. Oh well.
Okay. Marcus?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna change to my shotgun. Damn it.
Oh, you can change to your shotgun as well if you want. But you took a semi after
full
that. No,
action.
full action.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Now I have one shot left in my gun. Then I need to full reload.
Actually, that's a really good
so,
idea.
So now a question here is, will I be able to fully reload if my gun is in my offhand?
Yeah.
Alright, that's good to know.
But it'll take a half action to reload.
No, my is full
No,
reload.
no, his gun takes full action to reload.
At least it isn't the crossbow that takes two full actions.
Okay, fine, yeah, that'll work.
Horrible.
If you fire it and you
Um,
reload it, that's fine.
No, I don't fire and reload. I can't do that. I'm thinking walking 3 steps back and shoot this guy. And then if he comes
There is
near
only
me, I
2
can always...
steps.
Oh, yeah, of course. And then if he comes too much, shoot the cultist. And if the marine comes near me, I can always sort of change to my sword.
Hopefully
and-
he'll slip on the gore.
Hopefully he will. So I'm gonna walk a little bit back, and I'm gonna shoot the cultist.
Just to say, person 4242, power armor. Yeah, the guy's guns. Yeah, it's not gonna hurt him.
Would need to do a lot of damage. Kind of what I did to that cultist whose body I just sprayed.
Yeah, if you'd
across.
done that to the
Well, kinda
marine,
what I
that might
did
have
to the-
scratched him.
If I blew his head off and set him on fire, made him
Which
run
is
around
why
the
the
room like a
point of
chicken.
him taking his helmet off is sort of an invitation for us to try something funny.
A cold
But I'm-
shot to the face.
I'm gonna shoot.
I was
cultist.
gonna run up to him and shoot him in the face with a shotgun, but
Damn.
Flip.
Miss cultist.
What
didn't
did
hit
you
him.
fire with?
My gun.
Slash
Any
shot of his
bonuses?
No,
No.
not at all.
Oh, that's a shame.
QQ.
And now it's empty. So
Okay. Cultist is, he saw the guy, he saw someone run up here, so he's actually going to take a wee 5-foot sneaky step back. He sees, and he's going to fire. And miss. Oh, wait, no. How far is point blank? No, it's 2 meters, isn't it?
It's, yeah.
Depends
2
on the gun,
meters.
but it's usually 3 meters.
Oh, well, he hits you
But-
then.
But that's
It is on the 2
diagonally.
diagonals. Are we counting like 1 and then the next diagonal counts 2?
Sure.
Like you see 5 and then 15, so that's 3 right there, and I'm in 4.
Oh,
Playing it straight, but at the same time saving
I'm
your
playing
necks.
it by the very own rules you have on the board, my friend.
Okay.
It's not like
Why
we're
is
making
the
any secretive effort to hide back here. though.
Haber guy out front?
Well, you are short range, so he gets plus 10. So, he hits you. In
Okay,
the
let's hope
right
it's the
leg.
covered half.
So, actually the armored leg, so you get 16 AC to that.
Okay, so I don't need to even use my dodge because that's not going to do any damage.
Yeah,
to
it
me.
basically slams into the armor. If the armor wasn't there, it would have went straight to your leg, but...
Right. dodge. In that case, Vargos is just going to look unamused at the cultist. Like, seriously? Fucking seriously.
And the Marine is actually just going to start stomping towards you.
Go on, slip over.
Agility test?
Nope.
Oh shit.
Damn magnetic boots.
This is going to be one hectic reload.
And he drops his helmet and takes in a deep breath.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Who's Roda?
Alright, and that's the turn. Vargos.
Can you, like, run into that space marine? Just push him over.
Run into the tank.
Yeah, push him over in the blood and guts. Sacrifice yourself for the greater good.
For the Emperor.
The Omnisire. Gareth?
I was answering Inferno Canucks problem in the chat. Okie dokie. So cultist is all like, "Heard there, I'm gonna shoot at you. LO, I suck. LOL." Well then, fine. If this cultist wants to die too, have action to move there, and we will give that the old college try. And I actually missed for a change.
That one has some sort of amazing force field of luck.
Vargos actually stepped out of his cover there to be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
It's like,
Hey,
hey, trying to shoot at me?
Okay,
This
I'm
guy
gonna...
is a gun in melee.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to use one of my fate points to re-roll that
Okay.
heuristic test since I am thinking about it.
Alright, you're down to 1.
All right. 15 damage.
Dead. So give me seconds, actually. Sorry.
Again, down to
That's
1.
cultist straight, yeah?
Yeah, that's the only remaining cultist on the board.
You did...
I did 15 total damage to him.
Okay,
To-
let me just read out the critical damage then.
to his body. I'm sure he has toughness and stuff too. So keep
Oh,
that
you
in mind.
actually caused the same as last time.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You basically chopped him in half, so everything 4 meters, so I'm actually just gonna paint.
Oh.
Is coated in blood. And gore, and
He obviously didn't like the look of this room.
That
Wanted
one
to
as well.
redecorate a bit.
And,
So we actually don't see Vargos, we just see the blood spray.
you just see a big huge spray of
see the
blood.
cult-
Tidal wave of blood.
we hear, "There is no constancy in flesh, only decay."
Alright, so that's your turn.
Yes, but it's a marine without his helmet on at the moment.
And Matrius.
Okay,
Mithras.
well, there's nothing else to shoot at, so I guess I'm gonna have to shoot at this marine. Let's see, what's the penalties? Yeah, that's what I gotta do.
He is
What's the
actually,
penalty?
he
Shot
is,
to the head, that is a 20% penalty to your ballistic skill roll.
but he's a hulking target, so you get plus 10.
Ooh. But I probably don't have time to, like, take a double aim, do I?
No,
Or I could do a single aim and shoot once, but it's a space marine.
burst him.
I mean,
Yeah.
out of character knowledge, I'm kind of concerned about the fact that he took in a deep breath there.
Yeah, I'm thinking something
Have a
nerdly is
fate
gonna happen
point.
in
Just
a moment.
burst
That's why I
him,
need to shoot
and
now.
if you miss, fate point it.
That's a good idea, I'm gonna do that.
And how many fate points do you...
I have 2.
Okay.
Can I use them both in the same roll?
If you want to keep... I think it's actually you can re-roll one failed test, but the results of it are final. It's
Yeah.
up to Griffin whether he wants you to... whether you're
If-
allowed to re-roll
You
it
can
again.
you could re-roll it, but you have to maintain it. If you re-roll, you're locked with that choice.
Okay. Well, he is... Let's see... 5 tiles away, so I get plus 10. He's hulking, so I get plus 20. He's... any
was
other
plus 10
bonus,
for
I get plus 10... Sorry?
I thought it was only plus 10 for hulking and not...
It is. I think he stacked them though.
Yeah, I'm stacking. And then
Alright,
it's
so
another
plus
plus
20.
10, so it's plus 13 total for the
Shot, and if
yeah,
you're
but-
aiming
And
it,
if you're trying to aim at his head, it's minus 20.
So it's just plus 10, so I'm rolling 50 or under at the moment.
okay.
Wait, sorry. 50... 51 or under.
All right.
Nice ballistic skill thing.
I hit.
Okay.
And
hit.
I do...
One hit then?
I
One
think
hit.
that's 2 hits, isn't it?
You did 50, 2 turns under. Yeah, okay, I'll give you a second shot.
Okay. Now for some good rolls, please. Critical hits, locks.
Yes, please.
Tickle him and escape while he's laughing.
It actually looks like it didn't even hurt him.
Well, I'm hitting him again.
Like this, it looks as if it scratches his cheek. That one just somehow just actually just hits him,
Bounces
but it
off his
doesn't
arm.
look as if it does anything.
Oh.
What the fuck?
So yeah, you hit him and he pretty much just looks like you grazed his cheek. Well, it looks like his cheek.
Well, that's my turn done. I mean, unless...
That's a good
How-
day.
How solid
Okay.
is this door?
What do you think? How about this? Okay. If I re-roll one of those damage rolls to try and get a critical
Sure,
Can't
and
roll
blow
damage.
this guy's head
Wait,
off.
but- Okay.
I'll give him
normally
it.
you can't, but okay.
I'll give him it.
Roll the crappy one then.
I don't...
A fate point, the crappy damage.
Yeah.
Well...
So it reverses time a little bit before the round actually hits.
I'd pretty much have to roll critical to even consider doing anything if those two didn't do anything at
I
all.
mean, try it. You're gonna re-roll the hit. Why not? the
Hang on,
damage?
I'm going completely out of character here, and I'm trying to think. Nah, I'm not going to use a fate point. It's pointless, I think.
Okay.
I'm going to use it for whatever he does on us.
All right. Yeah. Marcus looks at this marine and sort of clicks his gun, but there's no more bullets in. So now he has to pull out a new clip and hectically, as you know, looking at the gun, looking at the marine, just
As quickly as
Stuffing this new-
possible.
new ammunition into his gun. So yeah, that's his full action. Putting a new clip in.
With this turn, the Nurgle's finished breathing in. I mean, he breathed in for a solid few seconds, like, and he suddenly opens his arms and explodes.
But
The explosion actually knocks all of you out. You don't have a roll for this. And everything's black. You're just knocked out.
oh, so he had plus armor. Thank God.
So, straight to a black screen.
That was fun. Reroll, everyone. And then the next week.
Don't
As-
go in the room with the space marine.
You, all of you, having basically been thrown unconscious, suddenly wake up to something strapped to your face.
Oh, nice. Facehuggers.
There's something very unwieldy strapped to your face. You can try to look around, but everything's very fuzzy. Very fuzzy. You're struggling to see. You see figures moving around.
Wait, we're not
It should
bound
be
at
said
all?
we are not in black, just so you know.
That's fine. It's alright. I'll just I'll move you over then.
Forces.
There you
Are we not bound at all?
go. You are bound. You
Okay.
If you try to move, you can feel as if you're like something's holding you to a chair.
We're
Or,
bound, laying on our backs, laying on my back, with something unwieldy strapped to my face that I can't shake off.
There's something also holding down your arms and legs and torso as well.
Oh, great.
You feel you feel
fingers moving.
you feel intact. Your implants are there. You can feel them, but you're strapped down, and you can't move them. It's as if
Are
they're
we
locked
gagged?
down as well. There's something over your face. It's over
Okay.
your mouth. You can try to scream if you want.
A respirator drill.
Okay. You feel something touching you, and
Stranger danger.
each of you, something's touching
Uh.
you, and you feel as if the straps are being loosened, and you feel your face whatever's clasping on your face, get released, and you're able to see. Your eyes still fuzzy. You know, you can blink. You're really struggling. If you want to see, you can try and roll a perception check.
Yeah.
It's
no,
negative 10, though.
Can
Negative
I move
10.
my arms?
You can start to move your arms. They're being released. You can move them.
Alright,
Nope.
I like to reach for my weapons.
You try and reach for your weapons, and you find yourself actually naked.
Oh, god damn.
I don't perceive anything other than the fact that I am not clothed.
So as you're getting up, you're feeling it's not aggressive, but it's very forceful hands are now trying to pull you up to a sitting position. You know, your straps are fully released, but it does feel as if they're very forceful and cold hands are grasping at you and lifting you up.
Well, like mechanical?
No. It's cold, but it doesn't feel like metal.
Okay.
It feels like flesh, but very cold flesh. And
Uneven, disturbed flesh, or just...
even flesh. Well, slightly disturbed, sorry. And you suddenly feel you're getting dragged. You're actually getting lifted now and dragged. And suddenly you're dropped into what feels like a very stiff chair. And just left. You're in a quite a well-lit room. Your eyes are stinging as you're looking around. But you're in a very well-lit room. But as you're now getting your focus back, you spend a few minutes and you're able to adjust. And you see each of you. You're naked, sitting on some chairs, and you're able to look around. And if you give me a second, you see this guy standing in front of you.
Oh, thank God. Well, maybe.
And he's not looking at you, he's actually scribing, he's writing something down.
Alright, what does... is there anything else in here?
There is a lot of books on the shelf. It looks like a library. There's so many books on the shelves. There's a door where you could maybe assume that's where you came from, but there's several doors in the room. Only one is open.
Are
Does
we
it look-
strapped to these chairs?
No, you're totally free.
Is
Does
that
it
the
look
only
all
guy in
rusty
the
and
room?
crappy?
They're actually quite solid chairs. You know, they're not very comfortable. They look somewhat similar to what you would sit in a school, but fully steel. Just very uncomfortable chairs.
Is he the only one in the room then?
He's the only one in the room.
Besides the
Does the
three of us.
room look all crappy and rusty and...
No, it looks incredibly well looked after.
Hmm.
Incredibly well looked after.
Alright, I'd like to stand up then.
Sit down!
He sits down even though he was half standing.
I see that you've run through the tests. Now, if you just give me a second, I need to bring up your data. Servitor!
In that case, now that we're on this, does Vargos remember anything? Like, trying to this location? Does this seem
Your
like familiar?
your head's still very fuzzy.
Okay, in that case, Vargos isn't just going to spend his time, he doesn't know exactly where he is. He's going to look over, make sure the cyber mantle is there, the potentia coil, the circuitry, the
You
inductors
find
are still working.
all of your implants, your rebreather, all implants to your body that could not be removed are there. You're just naked. You've not got any gear or possessions.
In that case, then, if anyone could actually see through the fuzz, he'd look pretty menacing sitting there with his cyber mantle attached to his fucking spine and rib cage and his grill fully exposed.
Okay.
Marcus has an unnerving feeling about this. Because he's unsure if this is, or if what he just experienced was actually real.
If you want to do a perception check, go ahead.
Well, no, I'll just say he fails that perception check.
Alright.
He can't tell.
Alright.
He's horrible at perception.
So he's...
Well, Mithras is actually going to ask out, did we fulfill our duty?
And he doesn't respond. You can actually see a figure wandering, and it actually is a servitor, full of technology. Hand over what looks like a manuscript to the individual in front of you. The individual in front of you takes it and starts reading it. Hulk of Horrors scenario. Interesting. Now let me look at your results. Names! And he points towards Vargos. Name! Name!
Vargos Malthek.
Interesting. You need to listen to your subordinates and make sure you talk when ordered. And
Listen to my subordinates. In that case, Vargos is going to let out a low, raspy, mechanical chuckle.
You should. Sorry, that was my bad. You should listen to orders given to you by your superiors. So he shuffles through the manuscript a little bit. Why did you download that data from that terminal?
Could have been of greater use to successfully completing the mission.
Interesting, interesting. He just scribbles and he moves on. Marine! He looks at Mithras. Name?
Mithras Calidon.
Interesting. Why did you shoot that figure that was asking for help?
We were told to purge every living creature on the ship with extreme prejudice.
Interesting, interesting. Ah. Marcus Duchtius, I know your family. A bunch of stuck-up, arrogant dicks.
Marcus almost smiles, turns into a frown.
He just glares. He just looks straight at you and glares. You seem a bit out of place here. Where did you get all that armor from?
Personal and family riches.
Stealing from the poor, stealing from the poor. As you're sitting there, you also look above him, and you can actually, you're able to pick in more about the figure. You actually see, on his cloak, you actually see the symbol for the Inquisition. Large eye with the skull on it. Yeah, the rosette of the Inquisition. I have to give credit. You have eliminated all life, you followed all orders, you exterminated them without prejudice. Very admirable, you worked as a team. You have passed the test. Congratulations, your pay will be in the post, and there will be a bonus of 50 thrones each. Make sure to pick up your
Imperial
pay
post.
on the way out. You are done. Please leave.
Equipment?
The servitor will deal with that. And he starts looking down and scribing, and he shouts, "Next!" And the servitor just walks up and starts walking out of the room, signifying to follow the servitor.
Yeah, do that.
That's
Yeah.
game.
Nice.
As you said, but Marcus scoffs, muttering 50 thrones.
And out of character, each of you get 300 experience
Sweet.
and
Wow.
50 thrones each.
That's good.
Alright.
Let's see. So I've actually got 500 experience to spend.
Kind of because you achieved a lot of the optional objectives, I'm giving you 300. It was like, fuck. I didn't
I was about
expect
to
you to
say,
get
like,
all
wow,
of them.
goddamn.
It's like, I had like all of these optionals I did not expect you to get, and you got them, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Which ones?
Kill everything was
But
one.
shoot the Space Marine in the head, one of them.
And it was kill all cultists before the Space Marine detonated.
Yeah, nice.
Kill all of the zombies without prejudice, like no talking to them. You know, there's no talking. Working as a good team. You know, like basically good role playing. I was rewarding. Yeah. So there you go. So.
Hooray, we win the Warhammer 40k.
So that's basically for out of character. What had happened is you guys had been on a training simulation. What happened is they plugged you into the machines and wiped your knowledge of the past week before you were in the machine. So you wouldn't remember being recruited, you wouldn't remember going, you just remember suddenly, boom, you're there. The machine also was a sort of way to get you guys to work as a team. It was a training situation to see if you were available or suitable to work as Inquisitor acolytes with the Inquisition. So that was basically your training.
Interesting.
A test and training.
My character feels sort of ripped off because he would have. It would actually turned out much better if they had failed the test and he'd been sent home. to his family.
Failures to the Inquisition don't get sent home.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know that. He
You
doesn't know much about
admire the
them
servitor
in
that you're walking behind and realize, hey, looks like quite like a noble.
general.
So yeah.
But yeah, of course I was
So I
going
would
to shoot
take
that
it
guy.
that we didn't actually lose any of our equipment that we used.
Nope, you get all of your equipment back. All
Nice,
of it.
my grenades.
All equipment, and you get bonus stuff, and you get an extra 50 thrones that you can spend however you wish.
I'm sure Marcus is like, oh yeah, 50 thrones, yeah. Ooh, ooh.
You also get your pay.
Pay on top of that as well.
Yes.
Oh sweet, 120 thrones then. Sweet.
Pay. Where would I
I've
find
spent
my
that.
pay?
So how much experience do you need to spend to get to level up?
You should be level 2 now.
500 total.
500 total. Nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we are level 2 then.
Providing
So
you
how
spend experience.
much? Where would I find my pay?
Nobility for pay, the table income and social class, that's on page 124. Your nobility, so you use the nobility section, which is 500 thrones per month.
So it's my monthly pay I get.
Your monthly pay, yeah. You get 550 thrones.
Well, that's sweet. That's sweet.
I can get basic weapon training launcher.
There we
But
go.
yeah, just to say for the chat, several of the objectives they were supposed to do was kill everything they came across, and they did.
This is why I'm a 40k. When the Inquisition tells you to kill everything, you kill everything.
I was actually impressed that you took that on board. I really am. I was actually quite worried in case that you wouldn't have remembered that, and you might have kept like some of them alive to talk to them.
Oh no, if Malakin hadn't fucking shot down that civilian, Vargos would have stepped in there and cleaved them apart.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I-
that's very good. He also had plot parts as well. Like I had actually like a history for the Hulk that either him or the data logs that you looked would have told you about, but Manaki would have needed to have read them because they were an ecclesiarch.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe we should have shown it to him, but my character didn't know anything about it, so...
Right, I didn't know they were there either. But
And Vargos mentioned something about logs, but it's not like, he was like, whatever, I'll look at this.
He didn't make a big deal about it, so...
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a training scenario. So, and what did you guys think for a first time? I've never DM'd before. I've never map made. I've never done encounters. Personally, I think the encounters were far too easy for you guys.
I don't know. I mean, there were times when someone got hit really bad, which could have turned out,
Yeah, that
badly,
13
if not
damage minus my toughness, I would have taken 9 wounds worth of damage had I not gotten a lucky dodge.
I
That
was
would have
very
been
lucky
immensely
with a
painful.
headshot.
that would be like a lasting thing.
It would have
Thank
been
God I was
straight on
wearing it.
heavily wounded. Not that Vargos would have cared, he feels no pain.
On the other hand, it hadn't really mattered if you died because,
You'd actually
Well,
have
I
got a
imagine there
penalty.
would've been
Soul
special
degree.
consequences, yeah.
Yeah, you'd have got penalties for it.
They give me some insanity points for my death.
Oh no, you'd have got a 1d10 insanity points for dying.
I mean, I
So-
thought I died, so...
You'd also have got an experience penalty for it.
So what will have it actually taken for us to fail? Would
Uh,
we all have to have died, or...?
If you failed, you would have got one premature death would be minus 100 experience. The basic finishing experience was 100, so you would have got nothing if one of you died, and you didn't do any other side objectives. You would have got nothing from it. If you do a party wipe, all of you would have got negative. If you didn't kill the survivor or kill other people, it was a negative 50 cumulative.
Yeah.
So if you left the zombies, it would be negative 50 for each zombie, because who runs to kill Emperor's minions?
So I wonder what was in that door through to maintenance then. We never got the opportunity to explore that.
That was tech terminals, and one of them was to actually slam shut a door in the canteen that would have sealed off half of the zombies. So that would have made the encounter easier.
But we wouldn't have killed everything then.
But you wouldn't have known, so it wouldn't have been impacted on you. If
Yeah.
you knew and ran away, then that would have been impacted.
I was just following the directions of some guardsman who said that we should go this way to get to the...
Well, we were given very vague instructions, really. It was just scout the ship.
Mhm.
So I presumed,
Not
like,
a
heading
sense
to the
it hurt or
bridge would have been
everything.
the best idea. To
Yeah.
find out what the hell was going on.
Hmm.
And usually the bridge in Imperial ships is at the rear, so...
So I tried to feed you some information, such as when Grimith hacked the door panel and got a 7. He got so many degrees of success.
Do an intelligence test? Yeah, 7. I get some bonuses of that too, so that's like 6 degrees of success. What you got for me?
I like the twist at the end, with it all being a dream.
The training scenario.
That's clever.
You kept asking me that. It's like, have you got an ending? I'm like, yeah. It's like, do you have anywhere where we're able to discuss endings? I'm like, yeah. So I'd already like planned out like the situation a long time ago. So
Yeah.
that was the easy part. The hard part was actually figuring out how to use Maptools and make the map.
I have to admit, I wasn't actually expecting that ending. I was expecting something along the lines of us being in peril with whatever chaos forces we came into contact with. Yeah, and I was expecting it being real. I mean, that's something the Inquisition would do, in my opinion. Just
Yeah.
send some guys on a trial by fire in a real circumstance. If they die, they die. If they live, they live.
Well, this was more a sort of this. They use this as a test to see if you're actually loyal to the Emperor as well. You know, you're not going to get corrupted by chaos.
Yeah, if you're unlucky, like, yeah, I'll join you.
Then you just turn into a servitor, you know. Session 2 is not going to be for a while. This actual session, to give a bit of backstory, this session was actually to replace D&D because iPope wasn't available for this session. So I took on the throne of actually doing my first ever game master for a game I've never played because I love the Warhammer 40,000 universe. So a lot of things which I'm very newbie on, like what Price Mac said, is don't tell them what to roll on, let them decide. And it's like, okay, that's a good call, fair enough. But I'm going to put that down to me being very new at this, like very new. But,
Right. I mean, the thing is, you were a new DM on a program you've never used, in a system you've never played.
He did extremely well, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It was really, really well. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was hooked.
Indeed, that's predominantly because I have like 10 pieces of paper here, because it's a long book to read. If you've ever played D&D, you know there's a ton of rules. And because I'd never played the game before, I had a lot of printouts to help me figure it out and involve it. So it's a lot of the newbie mistakes are my bad. So there's a long positive silence because I don't actually know what roll it is, or I don't actually know what the critical damage is. I mean, seriously, it's like an entire book of stuff I needed to read. So that's excuses. But again, put it down to very new at this. Anyway, so Manaki, you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And Malakin, you enjoyed it. So Grimith, what do you think? Am I going to get 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3?
Well, unlike with Manaki and Malakin, I actually knew that ending was coming up. Griffin God had mentioned me to it beforehand. Whenever he was asking me whether I wanted to play or maybe just help him, he had mentioned the idea for the first session being a training simulation. I didn't know whether he had stuck to that or not. But as we that final encounter there, the Space Marine out of character, I was like, yeah, this ain't real. I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good for Griffin God's not only first time with the system, but his first time being a game master. It was definitely interesting. Dark Heresy is pretty easy to thrust people together in regards to the fact that we had, you know, the power of the Inquisition, just everyone being thrown together. But that was a good way to to test us out to see whether we could immediately work together as a team or not. I like that. And we even had some good in-character strife.
Wait, yeah. So the actual one part that really struggled was, how do I make it that you're on the ship? Because I didn't have anything like, you know, the drafting scenario, and I didn't want to go through that drawl process where you're, you know, like the equivalent of D&D. You're in a tavern and you need to make sure you're the party. I wanted to get rid of that. I wanted to have, okay, you're actually thrust into a situation. You don't have a choice. You have to work together. I mean, you were forced off of the ship at pretty much gunpoint to go and do your duties. And, you know, that was it. You felt the shuttle leave, so you were abandoned, and your only hope for survival was to potentially work together.
Yeah, I mean, I did think that, oh, well, you know, how are we going to get away from this place, even if we succeed?
And I tried hinting at that, saying, like, you know, if you achieve your finding the reconnaissance for bomb locations, you would get, you know, a docking ship would come in return, so...
That's what the data slate said.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much like a false mission. But yeah, you achieved all your objectives. The people watching seem to enjoy it. It kept it about 150. It's at 140 now for the entire session. It didn't last as long as what Manakai's is, but predominantly I asked Manaki for advice and Grimith for how many encounters would be attractive for a first fight, and people said between 1 and 2. So I went, okay, 2 encounters. The zombies, I realized I really should have armed them.
Yeah,
they couldn't hurt
hit
you.
us.
The highest damage they could do was like 2.
Really?
That's the highest damage they could do, because it was like 1d4 minus, no, 1d5 minus 3 for unarmed.
Even
Divided by 2.
that would never would have gotten past any of our toughness
Yeah.
bonuses.
So that was my bad. I really should have made them a lot, like actually have weapons, like clubs or
Yeah.
something.
Just
But-
made them
I was really
stronger.
kind of
Yeah.
terrified by them.
So
Especially
that's-
after what Grimith's character said, but then as soon as I realized they couldn't actually get through my armor, my guy just sort of, sliced them
I'm
up.
quite pleased how it started off. Like, you guys were absolutely bricking it when you saw them. And then it's like, you only realized you could kill them when there was 2 left. Yeah, so that was quite funny.
I think that grenade was quite good.
What if Malakin's shot had resulted in 2 criticals?
The Space Marine would have exploded anyway.
Wow.
Oh, alright.
Like,
So that's
Well, yeah, it's a computer system, so...
if you actually hit the Marine and actually caused ample amounts of damage, I mean, I actually had the stats, you would have actually caused it to explode prematurely.
Hmm.
And that would have counted. You wouldn't have got penalties if any cultists were alive, because obviously that would have killed them, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, how
I
you
wasn't gonna
damaged the Space Marine? Full experience.
You just see the Inquisitor just start sort of staring at you, just going, "Oh wow, you know, you're a straight acolyte, you're apprentice Inquisitor, you know, congratulations."
Says,
Fuck
put
yeah.
Vargos' act on the case.
Now we have this. Now we have this this thing happening for real. Who was presenting you?
Pardon?
That's your big. You know, if you actually manage to kill the Space Marine, we'll just send you out there. That's your.
You would
That's what
have
you win.
got so much experience and prestige from it. Like
You give us a chance to kill the Space Marine, though. He exploded as soon as we finished off the cultist. We didn't have a chance. That's a
I guess
shame. I mean, Malakin's character did take shots, you know.
That's true, but
Yeah.
it would have exploded regardless. I kind of railroaded the entire experience, but predominantly to not complicate it for me too much because it was my first time, and I tried to make it look as if it was not railroading at the same time, but it really was.
Well, it's a dungeon, so there's only. I mean, you can't really make
Because
it.
the door
really
closed, we couldn't, like, pull
completely
back
through.
and try anything else.
I mean, and seeing as it was a training simulator, I mean, it makes sense, right?
But I'm just saying
Yeah.
when you were playing it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but it's fine if it makes sense story-wise. I mean, that's sort of a hint as to what's really going on. That it is like that. That we can't do all we maybe could if it wasn't a training simulator, because we are in fact completely. We have no power or abilities in that place.
I'm afraid, Jonesman, we have literally just finished. They're just in the summary. They're giving me criticisms. So, apart from maybe like some of the more obvious ones, like maybe reading up in the rules, getting a bit more practice under my belt, would there be any other criticisms for me, as well as not telling you what rules to roll?
One thing, but that's of course apparently to our excellency, that there weren't any real talking with anyone. I think that's also why we ended this quickly. If we'd been talking to all these guys...
You
it would
actually
be a
had
lot
the
better.
option. The civilian that you shot as soon as it appeared actually had a lot of plot. And you could have talked to him.
I think though that if either Grimith or me had discovered him, we wouldn't have killed him.
As well as the other one, it was the datapad would have actually had a Wi-Fi link, and you would have had a survivor talking to you. So I actually had 2 options, so you could actually talk to people. But again, I'm not going to force you into those options. If you guys want to expand on it, that's fine. I'll give you the chances, but you guys have to do that. That's something I've learned from you, Manaki. That you have to roll with things if they don't do them.
Right.
If we hadn't met those zombies earlier, my character might not have actually fired at him, because he is more willing to listen to things like that
So it's
due to his nature.
But I can understand that. You've just come out from a whole bunch of like oozing zombies, and you see an oozing person. So it's kind of a case of, die. So, you know, you didn't do the wrong thing. In actual fact, you did the right thing. You achieved it. You killed everything. And you actually...
Right thing for wrong reasons.
Like, one of the things would be the Inquisitor, if you kept him alive, would have actually said... Well, not the Inquisitor, he's actually an aide. But he would have actually said, why did you not kill him? Like, why did you not kill him straight out? He was an obvious corruption, a heresy. But you did, so he has no complaints at that.
Although, saying that, once he did pump him for information, he probably would have killed him right afterwards.
Yeah, I think the same goes for Marcus.
But he's interested in the information because of his truth is subjective sort of whatever it is.
But,
What do you call it? Divination.
But like some of the backstory for the Hulk was, it's a Hulk. They're going to occur. So the story on it is what had happened to the people is a lot of people were getting sick of the taxes and the stresses of living on hive worlds. They wanted to get away, and they found that this Hulk was in space, and they decided, let's make a living on it. So they moved in and they started, making a reasonable living. They had bio areas to plant food and eat, and to live, and rudimentary power from the engines and stuff. However, a plague started infesting the ship. They started getting sicker and sicker, and eventually, the Nurgle's rot had spread, and all of these people were actually alive, but they had been driven mad by the infection, apart from the one that you just shot straight out. But so. That was the plot line, and that was what I was going to share with you from the civilian, of course, a bit more dramatic.
Right.
And the survivor would have actually talked to you about how the chaos infected the ship. He would have been fine. He wouldn't have looked bad, but he would have talked to you and shared information about where they came from or how long they've been there, and from changes that he has seen, himself and what is there on the ship.
Would he have talked to us? Like, Vargos checked out that broken terminal that he ended up fixing and repairing just fine. All he saw were logs and strange text that he couldn't make sense out of.
What would have happened is, if Manaki looked at it and was able to digest it, he would have started to, activity on it. And that would have triggered the comms, because, obviously someone's starting to navigate through the system. Because what happened before is it had just turned on. So this guy's, he's just like something turned on. Things turn on and off all of it. So if he actually seen someone moving around it, he tried to get in contact with them. He wasn't scared of Nurgle or anything like that. He wanted to see if there was a potential survivor. Any other questions? At all?
I'd like to have taken a shot at that space furry.
Right, if the gore... We'll continue.
Spread his guts around the room as well.
I mean, given the damage rolls I'd been getting with my great axe, what the hell? Let's give it a shot.
People are asking, what kind of stuff happens next? No, I'm not telling you. I'm not.
Now we're apparently in for a ride.
Yeah, you're in for a ride.
I think the next time, since it will probably be something like that, but plus some investigation beforehand.
There will be more of a CSI spin on it. I'm using Dark Heresy more as kind of like CSI. There will be overarching campaigns, but it won't be a case of like D&D, where, that's the ultimate goal. It'll be a case of things will just progress with each thing that you do. Like, it'll be separate cases that might be linked later on, but it's not a case of, like, a huge overarching thing.
Never got to show off my feedback screech. I'm sad.
What's a feedback screech?
A feedback screech, I just make a bunch of, I curse the machine spirits within my my respirator grill, my Vox synthesizer, that's within my throat, and it actually causes them to rebel. It's a full action. It creates a bunch of random sounds, and people who fail willpower tests, they have to spend their next half action cursing, doing whatever, they can't actually act. And that's everyone within, 30 meters or something, which would have easily hit the guys.
You'd be willing to do that to the machine spirits?
Yeah, it's an ability, just to get them to employ them to rebel temporarily.
Fair enough.
Wow, cool. I didn't think, it's again, I love what I've learned was, I knew the game would be very difficult, but I didn't actually know from no experience of playing how combat would really work out. I mean, this is my first idea of combat. So, a challenge that I had was to make it difficult, but not impossible. Of course, I made it far too easy in an attempt thinking, oh, they'll not succeed at this. The guys have 1d10 rolls. Obviously failed, but
Things were looking far more grim whenever we saw the Marine guy before we realized he was just gonna sit back and watch.
then you started bricking it when he started walking.
Yeah, naturally.
But you know, well, the Manaki and Malakin's characters kind of went, "Oh, hello."
Oh, Grimith
thing
was
is-
hiding behind a pillar.
The thing is, if all that blood splatter hadn't been there, I'd probably just have swift to my sword and gone frenzy. Because I saw Grimith's character sort of do the same thing.
Yeah, I was waiting around. I was playing around. I made 2 blood pools. Whee!
About that,
Yeah,
I
the
think
good
you're
time
putting
with
too
it as
much
well.
chance on the player. Again, I don't want to railroad them too much. It was already a railroaded experience, but I wanted to give them options to expand. So I gave them multiple opportunities to do it, but if they didn't do certain things, then it wouldn't occur. It's like, I'm not going to suddenly, Grimith hacks a door and is able to somehow communicate to people on the other side of the ship.
Right.
Or he seals a door on the other side of the ship. That really didn't work.
There was an opportunity for like the other characters to see what Vargos was doing with the broken terminal. He said, "Hold on a minute." But they didn't actually come back to see what was up. They just stood there and waited for him. And what Vargos saw, it's not like he was going to bring it up, especially after one of them called him a servitor.
That's what a servitor would have done, though.
It would have been funny if the Marine slipped and fell on his ass. Possibly, but not with his
No,
roll.
he didn't have to make a roll.
Yeah, not with
Yeah, I
his
think
stats.
we'd all have charged him if he were laying down.
Just starts
Just
Hacking
getting
at
around
his
the blood
face.
pool. Whee!
Yeah. It would have been worth the try. I mean.
That would have been hilarious. I just love that critical effects could actually be negative.
Yeah. I mean, that's completely dependent on the situation.
I was really worried the Marine was going to do some sort of Nurgle poison gas attack or something.
Somebody was
Yeah,
about
I
to
thought
hawk
like
up a
breath
fucking
attack.
giant globule of acid and spit it at one of
Yeah,
you.
or something like
Yeah.
that. Or turn into a demon. But he just exploded, which is fine.
No.
Well,
no.
I guess this saves us on the cleaning bill. That's for damn sure.
So if we meet another one of those,
It's
like,
gonna be
in
real.
reality,
It'll be real.
Don't worry, they just
my
stand there and
shotgun
explode. Nope.
gonna stay for that.
I don't think
know-
we're going to be seeing a Chaos Space Marine for a long time.
That's what
Hopefully
you
not.
think. You may see
Well,
one
the
next session. You may see 10
Next
of
session
them.
is going to be full of a lot of running.
Think about
Or
how we
me
would have
buying
spent
my
our
launcher.
300 experience points. and
Yeah.
everything.
You guys hammered out the lore and the targets I wrote.
Does this mean that I can buy stuff from the sort of second level class already?
You need to invest 500
You need to
first.
spend these, right?
You need to spend
Oh,
500
okay.
first, and then you can spend
Yes,
any
oh,
extra on
oh,
level
I
2
don't
stuff.
have any extra.
Okay, so I need to spend another 300 before I can actually level up.
Yeah, because I have the background, so
So,
I think we all do, don't we?
There's
You need-
nothing 50.
I have a background, but my background only cost 100 experience points, so my
Oh.
other 300 was spent on actual character advancements.
Let's see here, cleric.
A simple intelligence advance is 500 experience.
Our guardsman.
We don't really need that.
He's really smart though, for a guardsman.
No.
He's got a 41 intelligence, which is the same as ballistics also.
That's your +3 from being
Yeah.
born on the world? Yeah, okay.
No,
Oh, so-
that was from my divination actually.
Oh.
I also got 3 corruption actually.
I could become a better
That
cook.
ties into his background. He was on an exploratory mission with some explorer techpriest guy and his thousands of crew in his fleet. And they came across a wandering planet. They actually fell out of the warp in the middle of nowhere.
I know
because of a
about
warp
that
storm.
background.
And there's this wandering planet full of crystals and all sorts, and they go down there and they meet interesting things. And he's one of the only ones that comes back relatively unscathed, and that's why he's actually of interest to the Inquisition. And that's why he was stuck in the cell, because they were busy wondering what the hell to do with all these guys who went down to this chaos-infested planet. And came back with all sorts of mutations and stuff.
So, What does sound constitution do?
On Constitution gives you +1 wound.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, characteristics might be better though, but they cost so much.
But yeah, it's you know, it's innate abilities, man.
Yeah. You could become a really good cook.
Skills are individualized, but characteristics affect so much. You got to see that right there, for example, in our little combat session.
Guy learned. He learned to cook really well for his adventure. I don't know.
If you're gonna be,
it seems like a useless thing. So.
if you're gonna be turning every room into a swimming pool full of blood, maybe I should get swim.
No shit, I need to increase my agility. I didn't know I was gonna be doing that.
Agility.
So that was
tests was I failing? What
that
tests
was your fantastic. But the thing is, if I had the critical damage, could you imagine what you did to the zombies? They only had 7 wounds.
I mean, just example, the fact that I roll 2d10 and either one of them can trigger Righteous Fury for me is a huge deal.
And then, yeah. Because you were fighting guys in rags. I mean, they didn't have any armor.
Or much toughness.
They had 2 toughness.
Actually, toughness would be sweet. I don't really need armor. And I'm far from getting another one.
Toughness or agility are the ones that I'd upgrade, but they're both 200, no, or perception, but they're all 3 of them at 250, and there's nothing to spend 50 bloody experience points.
The thing is, it only really matters much. I mean, the best ones to upgrade would be the ones that upgraded your sort of basic number, your 10th. Right?
For like the huge bonus things, for example, yeah, you'd get a toughness bonus increase if you went to 40, and then to 50. But like the individual percentages usually don't matter. They sometimes do, but not normally.
Well, ballistic skill is kind of important.
Yeah, ballistic skill is important.
I could take another advance on that, but that's another 250. That's like fucking Microsoft points or whatever. Nothing's... You can't get anything for 50.
Well, eventually we might end up getting, you know, a 50 experience point thing thrown our way. We might not complete all the objectives.
Right, yeah, but again, the thing is, I want to level.
Yeah, that as well. I want to get my basic weapon training launcher.
So I can get
so I can run around with a fucking rocket launcher.
So I can get flagellant and hatred mutants.
Better not figure out that I have a mutation.
Exactly, like,
Ooh, I could get heavy weapon training.
Because that is true, by the way, everyone out there in the chat. Vargos, I was actually playing that well. He actually, his divination was mutation without corruption within, whenever I rolled him, which started him off with a random minor mutation, and I rolled for that feels no pain, which gives him +1 wound. But if he feels no pain, if he can feel everything else but pain, then I was playing that well. So, okay, I got shot. Well, I obviously noticed it. I logically registered the fact that you hit me and I'm bleeding. But
that's a lucky one to get. If you'd got something visible, the Inquisition may not have liked it.
Depends on our Inquisitor. Maybe Inquisitor Griffin's a radical guy.
Yeah, and there are Inquisitors that have actually hired mutants because they see that they could be a bit more, helpful than they can be dead.
And if this training simulator, if they could fucking read our brain waves and what we could digest and shit, like if they knew everything that was going with Vargos' mind, with all of his discoveries, with his forbidden knowledge.
No, well, they did ask us, so I don't think, maybe they couldn't read our minds, just see what we did.
They just saw your actions. It was basically a virtual reality system.
Well, they could still read our minds and then ask us anyway to get our opinions.
It's true.
But there was things such as you did something, but it's like why? So they knew you did certain achievements and objectives, but they don't know what your motives behind doing them were.
Imagine they had been sort of in spectator mode.
Yeah, like what spectator mode in a deathmatch kind of thing.
Throw a bunch of people into death. Go play.
Yeah, that's what they like to do. Except the Servitors, so they probably don't care.
But yeah, I had 1d10 for if you died, you had to roll that for your insanity points.
I could learn to use his last pistols. I don't really know why I would do that.
An EMP, like something like an electro discharge, that would not affect my respirator unit. That's declared as much within the core rulebook. It's really a part of my body and system, and while my grill is there to help me respirate, it's not 100% mandatory.
You would get resistance to cold and heat, whatever that would do. It'll probably make me resistant to cold and heat, but like in terms of game things.
What is that? The Necrons would never work together with the Space Marines to fight the Tyranids.
I don't think
The
Necrons
Necrons
will work
can't-
with anyone.
Necrons can't die. They just get teleported back to a monolith to get rebuilt.
Well, so
As
I'm
a
pretty
description.
sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I'm pretty sure that the Tyranids would never fight the Necrons anyway, because they have no use for them.
Yeah. But for you folks on the chat, as a description for the respirator unit, this implant covers the lower half of your face with a network of grills and tubings.